Quay to me is an anomaly. He's borderline frustrating to watch on tape. I tweeted today, it's either you watch him do something and you're like, how in the hell did you do that? Like amazed by the sheer athleticism, power, strength, quickness, all that stuff to be able to do some of the stuff he does. And then the very next play, it's like, why in the hell would you do that? It's how did you do that and why did you do that? There is no in between. It's either he's all SEC caliber or looks like a guy where it's like kind of scratching your head. And this is something I know that, occasionally it does frustrate this coaching staff. So I was talking to a source today and kind of floated it out because we're going to watch it. And I'm going to show you guys today. We're going to watch them back to back. We're going to watch Quay and a little bit of Channing Tindall. Guys, don't be surprised if Channing Tindall fights for this starting job next year alongside Nakobe Dean, because that's what it's going to be. It's going to be Nakobe and whoever gets to be his riding mate, whoever gets to ride shotgun with the car and the sports car that Nakobe's driving. Come on with it. You can control the radio, but that's about it. Matter of fact, we'll only let you control the windows. I'll control the radio. That being Nakobe Dean. So don't be surprised if come spring or whenever, and you start hearing, man, Channing Tindall. I'm telling you right now, and I'm going to show you tonight, Channing Tindall is absolutely special. Andrew, I see this comment a lot when we talk about inside backers. Mikael Sherman might have stated that he wanted to be an inside backer, but as soon as he got on campus, he gained 15 pounds. They put 15 pounds on him. That tells me everything I need to know about the position in which they believe he's going to play moving forward. He's going to be playing outside backer. He's going to be playing jack. Everyone wants to talk about whether or not Adam Anderson is the replacement for Azeez Ojulari. Wrong. Or Nolan Smith. Maybe. The physical replacement for a guy like Azeez Ojulari is Mikael Sherman. And, he's 6'4", 255 pounds, I believe now, and is absolutely rocked up. So, it's too big nowadays to play inside backer, but that's okay. They recruited the position really, really well in 2021. Those guys are going to be fighting it out too. So without further ado, let's get into this tape, man. Something I ain't done in a while. I'm excited to get back into it. We're at 2:26 to start tonight. This is what I love about doing film study. You watch other teams, you see how they do things, and you're like, why doesn't the team that I cover do that? Because it would be really, really successful. This play has nothing to do with Quay Walker, has nothing to do with Nakobe Dean. This is all about me watching football and saying, well, yeah, everybody should run that freaking play. Why is Alabama the only one to run that play? It's called insert zone. I don't know why Georgia doesn't run it. They've asked their offensive linemen to dominate physically up and down the field for 3 or 4 years under Kirby Smart. Never once have I seen insert zone. Maybe they've ran it. Okay, maybe they did a little bit earlier in the year with John Fitzpatrick. Now that I think about it, I remember him blowing some assignments on 4th and 1. But the difference at Bama is they run this crap on the opening downs. Let me put it in slow-mo for you. So it actually already is in slow-mo. So they're going to motion in a tight end right here, who's, by the way, not a big tight end. 19 right here, about 6'5", maybe like 220, okay? He's not Trey McKitty. He's not John Fitzpatrick. He damn sure ain't Darnell Washington. And watch what they ask him to do. They're going to solo block Deontay Brown on Devontae Wyatt back here. They're going to front side combo their right guard and our boy Landon Dickerson. They're going to solo the Evan Neal out here right tackle. The combo is going to 17. They're going to insert 19 for the backside inside backer, which in this case happens to be our shining star of the night, Quay Walker. This is a play I would immediately put into my playbook after they ran it like this against us. Boom. Look at the crease. It's so easy. It's so simple. It sounds simple, but let's be honest about it, okay? 55's over here winning his job, right? Dickerson's getting up on the backer. He won his job. Deontay Brown is completely sealing off 95. Alex Leatherwood is completely sealing off Azeez Ojulari. So execution still has to be done, right? Execution still has to be made. You got to be able to get it done. You got to be able to get it licked. But You're playing with angles now instead of playing with grunt brute force. It's what the best offensive coordinators, in my opinion, do. They play with angles. They play with advantages. They don't just try to line up and say, my guys are better than your guys. They line up and say, this is how I'm going to help my guys, who I believe are better than your guys, to beat you even worse. That's what the best offensive coordinators do. This is a prime example of it, and it's not a new play. It's not something that they invented. It's insert zone. It's been in since split zone came to college football. I don't know. I'd probably say 10 years ago, maybe, when Urban Meyer made read option kind of a deal at Utah and then brought it to Florida. They've been running insert zone. It's been all over the SEC. Georgia doesn't. They would prefer to run split zone. They would prefer to run counter. They would prefer to run traditional straight up inside zone. I want to see more of this type of stuff because, in my opinion, it makes the game a lot easier. We're going to 333. And now we start our Quay evaluations for the day. It's actually the night, but I couldn't pass it up. Could not pass up the rhyme. Been reading a lot of Dr. Seuss lately for the little one. So though my wife is a better freestyle rapper and drops way heavier bars than me, I'm stuck in the rhyming mode from now on. I do think sometimes, like, Quay has a bad habit of over pursuing a lot, okay? And I think it's just because he's too good of an athlete. I don't really know what the bottom line is, but very, very often I see him overrunning plays, okay? What do I mean by that? I mean this right here. I mean there is a backside hole back here, and Quay has not played this slow at all. Matter of fact, he's put his third – we got a third hat in one hole over here. We got Devontae Wyatt swallowed up. We got Nakobe Dean over there swallowed up somewhere. And we got Quay Walker standing right over the top of him. Instead of shrinking space, keeping his shoulders square, and shuffling down the line of scrimmage, taking away cutoff lanes, look what he leaves. And look who has to fill it, okay? This was a, my God, look at Lewis scene play. Look how quickly he sees this hole start to open up. And he's filling it down and then banana peeling out, okay? That's perfect safety play. Now, I'm not so keen to the tackle at the end, but it's the way this dude tackles at this point. I've just come to learn to accept it and learn to love him for it. Look, this is perfect. Shut off the backside cutoff lane, okay? Then get flat down the line of scrimmage when he does. Then pursue like a bat out of hell and go make the open field tackle. That's perfect by Lewis. What's not perfect is over pursuing. Why are you even turning your hips? Why are we not shuffling with our hips square? Now we get to our hips square, but our first two crossover steps, watch. First steps, boom, he's crossing over one, crossing over two, and then get square. It's too fast, man. You got to slow play these things. They want you to play fast. They want you to get over the top too quickly so they can cut back just like this. Got to stay slow. And sometimes, man, he does it. Sometimes he does it, but more oftentimes than not, he's playing way too aggressively. He's playing way too fast. He's getting in bad positions and leaving massive cutback lanes, which if you guys know anything about Kirby Smart, if you followed this program worth a blunt nickel over the last 4 years, the number one thing to piss Kirby Smart off is not playing gap control defense. If you do not play gap control defense, you cannot play for Kirby Smart on a consistent down in, down out basis. He will snatch your butt and not let you play again if you're not in the right place at the right time at all times. And then there are times when he does this. Look at the difference. Look at the difference. Look at 25 right here. Watch him. It's beautiful. He's right off the hip of Jermaine Johnson. So guess what? Boom. You trying to cut back? No, sir. I'm right there. And then watch this athleticism. Boom. Dives flat, gets right on the heels. Guys, he had a career high in tackles in this football game. Now, it probably had a little bit to do with Monty being a little bit banged up, not playing as many reps as he does. But he had a career high tackles in this football game doing stuff like this. And then there's stuff that we're going to show you throughout the tape where it's like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, exactly. Like Andrew's talking about right here. Like my boy SSL's talking about right here. Why can't you do this all the time? I don't know. That's what's got to be extremely frustrating. It is for me as an evaluator. When I'm sitting here watching it, I'm like, man, it's every other snap you want to be an all SEC player, and then every other snap you want to be the third string linebacker. Okay? Like you were this last couple of years. Incredible athlete, a real specimen. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But there's some things that they've got to clean up and clean up quickly. And some of this can come with time. You get a 1,000 more reps at it during a game, and you will be absolutely fine eventually if you can learn. Now, the other thing, let's go back. We're going to 529. So we showed you a perfect rep of him absolutely holding his gap. We showed you a rep of him over pursuing, being maybe a little bit too aggressive. And then there's plays where he's just completely lost, where it's like, I don't really know what you're doing. Everybody has read toss sweep, and Quay's over here pursuing the ball fake. Now here's the deal. I know he doesn't have boot reverse. You know why I know he doesn't have boot reverse? Let me stop that. Okay, what is boot reverse, Brooks? Okay, boot reverse is the end man on the line of scrimmage who is taught to keep his shoulders square and make sure without a shadow of a doubt that the boot, in this case, Mac Jones, or the reverse, if they were to run a jet motion, is handled. We are there. We have got it home. Look, Jermaine Johnson figures it out quickly. He's boom. They're all pursuing. Everyone is pursuing. Quay Walker's over there going after the quarterback. Sometimes he just gets lost. Where you're watching and you're like, where you going, bro? Where you going? But here's the deal. It's very, when I was watching this today, all I could think about was Justin Schaefer. And people were going to be like, why is this guy thinking about a guard? Typical offensive lineman. Why is this guy thinking about a guard while he's evaluating linebacker tape? Here's why. Because what have we said about Justin Schaefer over and over this year? We've said that it's a really, really tough, not only evaluation point, but it's an even tougher coaching point, right? Because if you take away Justin Schaefer's aggressiveness in hopes that he won't fall on his face as much as he does, if you take away that forward lean, if you take away that effort to finish and drive and end up on top of guys, then you're going to take away everything that makes him as good as he is, right? If you teach him to play with his feet up underneath him just a little bit more, he's probably not going to end up with as many knockdowns as he does. Probably not going to play with as much physicality as he does. If you go into the linebacker room and put Quay Walker in a box and say, this is what you got to do. If you can't do it, you cannot play. Well, you're going to lose out on some of these plays that we're about to show you, okay? Some of these, like, how did he get there? Well, he got there because a lot of the times he's not really playing with great technique. He's playing with great instincts. Now, the thing about playing with great instincts is you've got to do it. I mean, look at this. This is perfect. He's going to vertically or horizontally run down the line of scrimmage, slip a block, and then get back square and tackle Najee Harris, who, I mean, has a case for the Heisman. He ain't going to win it, but had a case for the Heisman. Okay? So you can't take him and say, hey, we've got to stop. You know, we got to keep our shoulders square. Like we talked about earlier. We got to keep our shoulders square to fight back against the cutback lane. Okay, you do that, and you don't get plays like this. I want y'all to see just how fast this play actually happens. Okay? I'm going to put it at normal speed, and watch this. Okay? The dude is freaky in every sense of the word. But a lot of this can get you in trouble. And here's why. Look, if Najee magically sticks his foot in the ground right now and hits this lane right here, there's nobody. There's nobody but the backside safety. Whereas if you can't quite get to the front side, guess what? We've got Tyreek Stevenson fighting off a block. We got Richard LeCount coming downhill. We got all that. Okay, so that's the catch-22 about this. Yes, you made an incredible play. That is going to go on whatever highlight tape you make for your grandkids, Quay. But the other reps is what is a result. It's a byproduct of this type of aggressiveness, of this type of linebacker play, of this type of tendency to really, really, really get over the top and stretch. And look, he still over pursues him. Look where he hits him. He hits him ball side, which For the record, I'm here for it. Okay, I want your hat on the ball, but it's also a sign of you over pursuing. $6.40. This is a classic side note. I was talking to an SEC staffer about this one today. Just asking him, he plays against Georgia every year, and I was like, what are your thoughts about what Georgia does with their linebackers? And we got into a Quay and Channing Tindall discussion. And the responsibilities that they give linebackers at Georgia in coverage, they're hot, like extremely hot, and they're extremely cold. What I mean by that is there's plays where they ask linebackers to do what I'm about to show you, which is, downright dumb, like don't make no sense, kind of dumb. And then there's plays where they just kind of ask them to just cover the middle of the field with your eyes on the quarterback, just kind of stand in a zone, cover match, drop. Like anybody comes into your bubble, take them and pass them off as they leave your bubble, but just take care of the middle of the field. Don't leave your spot. Easiest coverage responsibilities in the world for a linebacker. It's either that or what I'm about to show you, which is quite literally the hardest job I've ever seen for an inside backer to have to do. So here's what they're doing. Wyatt, by the way, I hope your mom's okay, brother. Text me after the show, okay? So back to my point here. Georgia does this all the time. Into the boundary, they're sending corner blitz, right? Y'all have seen this over and over again. Well, what they're also doing is, sorry, I'm scratching my throat. What they're also doing is they're rolling Lewis Seen down over Mechie over here, okay? And they're going man-to-man on the backside over here. Mark Webb has, I think this is Slade Bolton, and Eric Stokes has, I believe, this is Jalen Waddle down here on the bottom. Whatever the case is, there's a lot of good wide receivers out there, and they're in man-to-man coverage. With Richard LeCount playing the center field safety. He's got the middle of the field, okay? Now, watch what they ask Nakobe Dean to do. Check this one out, okay? They rolled to a two-deep safety look. Look, Mark Webb's playing outside the hash here. Richie is fighting to get outside the hash there. Now, they've asked Tyreek Stevenson to go from the line of scrimmage to cover number 2 and get man-to-man with him. And they've asked Nakobe Dean to flip his hips off the line of scrimmage, find number 3, which in this case is Devontae Smith, and run with him. Okay, so that's what linebackers have to do at Georgia. It's just a little side note. Again, nothing to do with Quay, but it kind of does because, he's going to get put in this position. Every once in a while, he's going to get put in this position. I'm going to show you Channing getting put into it later, and you're going to see just how, fluid that dude is. But, yeah, just a little side note. You want to play linebacker at Georgia, this is what you got to do. You got to be able to run with number 3. And in this case, you got to be able to run with Devontae Smith. Good luck. Good luck. We're going to 850. Here we go. Boom, another over pursuit play. It's incredible for him to even get there as fast as he does. Guys, look, he's over here holding his responsibilities finally. I'm okay with this. Holding his responsibilities. He sees ball carrier away. He is keying right now. He has to. He is keying and shooting like a bullet out of a gun, right? But boom, look, we're still in an over pursuit position, okay? We're still slipping off of arm tackles, and we're lucky enough that Scott Sinclair and that Georgia weight and strength and conditioning staff has got our arms and our upper body strong enough to where we didn't let go of this tackle. Because, by God, he probably should have. All I'm saying is this is the difference between Quay Walker being Quay Walker like he is now and Quay Walker being one of the freakiest linebackers Georgia's ever had coming out, okay? It's the ability to turn this into a, oh, crap, I over-pursued, into a, oh, yeah, he's trying to cut back, and I'm in perfect cutback angle, and I'm going to take his freaking head off. That's what it should be, right? If he unzips his feet at the proper time, if he stays in proper hip relationship to the backside hip of the ball carrier, which is what my coaches taught. I don't know about anybody else's, but my coaches taught the outside or the backer that's pursuing from the backside is to pursue through the backside hip of the ball carrier. Why? Because when I'm pursuing you from your backside, if you stick your foot in the ground and come back towards where your backside hip was, guess whose helmet just hit you in your chin? Mine. They probably coach something similar. Okay. That's why you see him tagging off at the back of the butt, right? All the time, tagging off at the back of the butt. Those are good pursuit angles. That is not. That is asking to get put on your face because you just got juked. Again, luckily, he's a freak. He's an absolute freak in every sense of the word. To even bring down that running back right there is ridiculous. But he's still over pursued. He still gets a minus on the play sheet, in my opinion. 11:08 is where we're going next. Why are we here? Of all the backers, if you go back and watch the Tennessee game, which we did some the other day, I can't remember what we were watching. Tennessee and Auburn both. They just threw Quay in there and was like, hey, go blitz the crap out of A-gap. That center's not getting his head around. Just we'll figure out where the slide is. You go blitz the backside A-gap away from the slide every single time. Every single time. And even when it's not a wide open gap, I think he's really good, which right here it is. I think he's the best blitzing backer that Georgia has because he basically gets converted into a defensive end, which physically, that's what he is. I mean, he's 6'4", 240 pounds and runs like a deer. Like, that's what he is. Physically, he is an outside backer, a defensive lineman, an edge rusher type of guy. Also, by the way, I tweeted this one out, but it needs to get some more recognition, and we're going to give it to it right here. Y'all know I love when big guys do crazy athletic, stupid stuff, especially when they're going backwards. This dude is kick sliding backwards, okay? Tyreek Stevenson gives him the okie doke over here. Now, he's about to get beat. I'm telling you right now. Okay, right here. I'm telling you right now, 9 times out of 10, when a tackle is in this position, that joker's losing. 9 times out of 10, that joker is losing. Watch what Evan Neal does right here. Whoa. Boom. Right back into a settled 45-degree, perfect set, perfect positioning, hand strike. He's got up in him all in a matter of 3 strides. That right there at 6'7", 315 pounds. Oh, no, he's 350 actually. 6'7", 350 pounds. That ain't human, guys. I'm telling you, like, big dudes ain't supposed to move like that. They're not. Okay. But that's what I think Quay excels at. The ability to find proper rush angles and disengage blockers too. Now, see, that's an advanced pass rush move. When he gets there, he's got an arsenal of pass rushing skills. I think Najee Harris got away with a hold right here. Now, here's the other thing. I think he's pretty daggum good in coverage when he's not blowing assignments. I see him, I would say probably 1 out of every 5 reps, 6, 7 reps that I see him in pass coverage, he's about liable to blow an assignment. I don't know if it's his eyes not being right. I don't know if it's him not paying enough attention during film sessions. I don't know what it is. But Georgia backers don't blow like this. They don't blow assignments like this very often, okay? Glenn Schumann is one of the best tacticians in the sport at the linebacker position. He develops your skills, but he really develops your processing skills. He really develops your ability to see what's going on in front of you and diagnose it and always be in the right spot before everybody else. This is not what's happening with Quay Walker right here. So, teach you guys about banjo. I think we've taught you about banjo just a little bit. Let's take these 3 guys and add on Quay Walker because we're going to get a back out of the backfield, okay? And it's not even a back. I think that's Jalen Waddle back there, and this is Najee Harris up here. So it's really a 4-by-0 set. They've really got 4 wide receivers over here, and it's disguised as Waddle being a running back. Again, Sark being Sark. You don't know by now, I'm a Sark disciple if I will be, or if he'd let me, I'd be one. So what is banjo coverage, Brooks? All right, what banjo coverage is, one guy is taking the outward breaking route. One guy is taking the most vertical and middle route. And then the inside guy is going to carry the inward breaking route. Supposed to be, right? So what's happening right here? Tyreek Stevenson's trading his off. Lewis Cine has gotten his eyes on who he was trading off. Quay Walker has his eyes on the back for some reason. Eric Stokes hanging out back here on the outward breaking route. Richie ready to carry whoever was going most vertical into the deep void. Oh, shoot. There's a tight end over here all by himself. What happened? Well, A, Sark's a genius, but B, we got a blown assignment. And here's how you know who the blown assignment was on. You ready? I'm gonna teach y'all a little college football player 101 right here, watching tape. If you don't, because let's be honest, I don't know what the call really was. I can only tell you what they tried to run and what it looks like they're trying to run, and then go off of body emotions and body patterns and what's actually happening and body language for that matter too. Now watch, okay? Quay's got his eyes out here on the back. Of all of these guys that think currently they're doing the right thing, watch who gets their eyes on the tight end first. Look who just said oh first. You know what I'm saying? Look who just said oh crap first. It's Quay Walker. He's the one turned around going, oh man. And then watch the rest of the play. Okay? Watch him, watch him, watch him, watch him. Hands handle low, and then he turns around and does one of these. Okay? Poof. Boy, you're guilty. You know, I mean, guilty is charged right there, dog. Like, that is a blown assignment. That is a blown assignment, which should have been a big, big play before Forrestall's battling an ankle injury at this point. So, and the ball's a little bit behind him. But, hey, everyone busts every now and then. You're going to have it. You just can't have it in these types of football games. You can't. Again, two hats in one hole is never good on defense. Never.